American diver set a new record for the deepest dive in history. Victor Vescovo plunged nearly 36,000 feet in his watercraft to the lowest part of the ocean in the Pacific's Mariana Trench last month.
At bottom. Repeat. At bottom.
Deep in the Mariana Trench, fishermen have just found something that defies everything we know about the ocean, and it's alive. This isn't just a strange creature. It's something so bizarre that even scientists are stunned. This discovery could change what we think about life on our planet. What could possibly survive in the crushing darkness of the deepest place on Earth? A place where the sun has never shone. Tune in as we dive into the unknown and uncover a truth that will redefine evolution on our planet. The glow of the deep. The deepest parts of the ocean have always been places of question, holding strange sights that look almost alien. The creatures we've found so far are bizarre enough, and these are just the ones we know about. There are countless strange things still hiding beneath the waves, waiting to be discovered. The path to the bottom of the Mariana Trench is filled with terrifying surprises, starting with the wreck of the USS Johnston. Before we dive deeper, it's clear that what these fishermen uncovered is far stranger than anyone could have expected. And this won't be the only thing that will leave you stunned. In the shadow of this submerged warship, something glows, soft and otherworldly, hinting at the presence of something far older and bigger than any of us could guess. The USS Johnston, a destroyer that fought valiantly, was hit hard by the Yamato in an epic battle. Even after taking on so much damage, it kept fighting for hours before finally giving up to the sea. Tragically, out of its 327 brave crew members, 186 were lost. For 75 years, the ship's remains stayed hidden, untouched, near Samar Island, close to the massive Philippine Trench, which plunges 6 miles into the earth. Just imagine, if Mount Everest was placed here, its peak would still be a mile below the surface. The wreck was eventually discovered during a submarine exploration. Its front 2/3 were still intact, with its identification number still visible, sitting at a depth of almost 4 miles. But shipwrecks aren't the only strange thing lurking down here. There's also the eerie ping pong tree sponge. Despite its harmless-sounding name, it's far from innocent. Imagine a sponge that looks like a tree decorated with ping pong balls. It can grow up to 20 inches tall, its thin stalk topped with clusters of round growths spreading in every direction. It might look delicate, but it's actually a carnivorous predator. Covered with tiny hook-like structures called spicules, these hooks trap anything that touches them. Slowly, over time, the sponge digests its prey bit by bit, a chilling reminder of how brutal life in the deep sea can be. Even in death, the great creatures of the ocean contribute to the strange cycle of life here. When a whale dies and its massive body sinks to the ocean floor, it creates a feast that many different creatures come to enjoy. The whale's body becomes a giant banquet, feeding sea creatures for days. It may seem grim, but it's just the way nature works. Baleen whales, such as the humpback, blue, and fin whales, are named for their unique way of feeding. Using comb-like structures called baleen, they gulp in large amounts of water filled with krill and tiny fish, filtering the water out and leaving just the food behind. These giants of the ocean can dive as deep as 660 feet in search of food. They mostly feed on krill, but won't pass up on other fish if there's plenty around. They even have clever techniques to herd fish into tight groups, making them easier to catch. But the deep sea holds much more than just giant whale skeletons. In the deepest waters, there are strange creatures, some fascinating, some terrifying. Take the marine hatchetfish, for example. Named after its hatchet-like body shape, there are around 45 different species of this odd fish, ranging in size from just an inch to about 6 inches. What's truly impressive about the hatchetfish is its ability to glow. It's called bioluminescence, and it's not just a fancy light show, it's a survival strategy. By producing its own light, the hatchetfish blends into its surroundings, making it almost invisible to predators looking up from below. It's a clever disguise for life in the pitch-black waters of the abyss. Further into the depths, we find creatures that defy belief, like the Dumbo octopus. Named for its ear-like fins that resemble the famous cartoon elephant's ears, this deep-sea octopus is a gentle reminder that not all creatures of the deep are terrifying. They glide gracefully through the water, searching for food, with their delicate ears flapping gently. But these beautiful creatures are just one example of the weird wonders of the deep ocean. Next, let's meet the black sea devil, an anglerfish that lurks in the darkness of the ocean's depths. This creature's terrifying appearance is matched only by its vicious hunting techniques. It uses a glowing lure on its head to attract prey, just like a fisherman uses bait. With sharp teeth and a gaping mouth, the black sea devil is a perfect predator in the dark abyss. As we leave the black sea devil behind, even more unusual creatures appear, showing us things we never thought possible, creatures that defy the darkness. And then there's the barrel-eye fish, with its transparent, dome-shaped head and strange, tube-like eyes floating in a jelly-like substance. It's like something out of a sci-fi movie. This weird design helps it see prey even in complete darkness, and its glowing organs make it look like a ghost in the deep sea. The deep sea is a harsh place, where only the most well-adapted creatures can survive. Take the snailfish, for example, often called the impossible fish. This strange creature was found living at depths that scientists once thought impossible for any fish. In 2022, scientists from Japan and Australia discovered a snailfish living at 5 miles. That's over 5 miles down in the ocean. This snailfish has strange features, adaptations to its dark and extreme environment, making it an incredible find and proving once again that life can exist in even the harshest places. But the snailfish has competition for the title of the deepest living fish. The cusk eel is another strong contender, found at incredible depths where only a few creatures can survive. These eels have been around since the time of the dinosaurs and have adapted perfectly to the harsh conditions of the deep sea. Their long bodies glide silently through the dark waters, a reminder of just how strange and unknown our oceans still are. Speaking of unexpected finds, marine biologists were stunned when they discovered the supergiant amphipod. These crustaceans are over 20 times larger than their typical relatives. Imagine setting traps expecting to find small, shrimp-like creatures, and instead pulling up these giants. It's discoveries like these that remind us just how little we know about the ocean's depths. And then there's the goblin shark, a creature that looks like it came straight out of a nightmare. With its long, pointed snout and sharp, extendable jaws, the goblin shark is one of the weirdest sharks in the ocean. It might look fierce, but it's actually a sluggish predator. It waits patiently in the dark until something swims by, then uses its extendable jaws to snap up its prey. The Mariana Trench has also been the source of some truly strange sounds. In 2016, scientists using a remote-operated vehicle in the trench recorded a bizarre, metallic-like noise that lasted about 3.5 seconds. Dubbed the Western Pacific Biawang, this sound was unlike anything heard before in the ocean. And it's not the only strange sound. Back in 1997, NOAA recorded a sound they called the bloop. This ultra-low frequency noise was so powerful it traveled over 3,000 miles. Initially, some scientists speculated that it might be coming from a creature as big as an island, a thought that sent chills down many spines. Eventually, it was determined to be the sound of icebergs moving or colliding, but the idea of a massive sea creature still captures the imagination. In 2011, during an expedition in the Mariana Trench, scientists found giant amoebas, xenophyophories, over 4 inches across. These are the largest known single-celled organisms, and they were found in one of the most extreme environments on Earth. Their discovery at such depths where pressure is crushing and sunlight non-existent challenges what we think we know about life. And then there are the zombie worms, creatures that eat bones. These worms, found at depths of nearly 10,000 feet, drill tiny holes into bones to reach the fats and proteins inside, eating the remains of sea creatures from the inside out. It's a gruesome way to survive, but it's also an example of how life in the deep sea finds a way. One of the most fascinating creatures of the deep is the vampire squid. Despite its spooky name, it's neither a squid nor an octopus, and certainly not a vampire. It has large red eyes and skin flaps that look like a cape, giving it a truly eerie appearance. Instead of ink, it squirts a glowing, sticky liquid to confuse predators. A fitting defense for such a dark and strange creature. Even deeper, we find the frilled shark, an ancient predator that looks like something from the age of the dinosaurs. With its snake-like body and rows of frilly gills, it's a rare and frightening sight. This shark has been around for millions of years, and its appearance hasn't changed much. Every now and then one is caught by fishermen, giving us a glimpse of this living fossil. From ancient hunters to glowing clear animals, the next chapter explores how life survives in the darkest parts of the sea. Small monsters of the deep. The dragonfish is another small yet terrifying predator. Despite being only 6 inches long, its mouth is filled with sharp, almost invisible teeth, making it a formidable hunter. It uses bioluminescence to lure prey close, before snapping them up with its needle-like teeth. Its glowing body only adds to its eerie appearance, making it a true monster of the deep. Another bizarre deep-sea creature is the telescope octopus, which lives between 500 and 6,000 feet below the surface. This octopus has a nearly see-through body and protruding eyes, which allow it to keep an eye out for predators. Its unusual appearance is a testament to the strange adaptations of ocean life. Clear and ghostly creatures roam the ocean depth, blending seamlessly into their surroundings. Glass octopuses are nearly transparent, making them almost impossible to spot. They glide silently through the dark waters, their jelly-like bodies reflecting whatever little light there is, rendering them virtually invisible. Feather stars related to ancient crinoids float gracefully in the ocean currents. These creatures use their feather-like arms to catch food drifting by, reminding us that even in the deepest parts of the ocean, life finds a way to thrive. Crinoid fossils date back nearly 500 million years, and today's feather stars are descendants of these ancient creatures, showcasing the resilience and adaptability of ocean life. As we venture further into the Mariana Trench, we are reminded of how little we truly know about our planet. The deep sea is a place of darkness, where life has evolved in bizarre and unexpected ways. From giant amphipods to ancient sharks, the creatures of the deep are like nothing we see on the surface. And yet, the more we discover, the more questions we have. What else is hiding in the deep? What other things do the oceans hold? Join us as we continue to explore the darkest parts of our planet. What will we find next? The deep ocean is like an endless frontier, full of possibilities that can redefine what we know about life and survival. There are things down there that have never been seen by human eyes, existing in conditions that would be impossible for most known creatures to survive. The pressure, the darkness, and the cold make it a place where only the strong survive. This is a world that challenges everything we think we know. There are places down in the trench where no light reaches. The water here is pitch black, and the only light is the glow produced by the creatures that call this place home. Bioluminescence is a powerful tool for these creatures. It's used for hunting, defense, and even communication in the dark. It's hard to believe that such beauty can exist in a place that is otherwise so hostile. The trench is like an entirely different planet, one where every living thing has adapted to the darkness in unique and surprising ways. For the creatures of the trench, adaptation is everything. The anglerfish uses its bioluminescent lure to bring prey closer, but it isn't the only one with a special trick. The hatchetfish's ability to produce light allows it to blend in with the faint light from above, masking its silhouette from predators below. This ability is called counter-illumination, and it's one of the many brilliant adaptations that deep-sea creatures use to stay alive. And then there's the gulper eel, a bizarre-looking creature with a massive mouth that can gulp down prey much larger than itself. Its body is long and thin, almost like a ribbon, which helps it move with ease through the dark waters. When food is scarce, this oversized mouth is a lifesaver, allowing it to consume almost anything that comes its way. In the deep sea, survival isn't just about being a predator, it's about being able to take advantage of any opportunity. The vampire squid, despite its spooky name, is a delicate creature that survives by scavenging. It feeds on marine snow, the organic matter that falls from the upper layers of the ocean. This might include dead plants, animals, or even fecal matter. It's not a glamorous lifestyle, but it's an effective one. In a place where food is scarce, being a scavenger can mean the difference between life and death. Not all creatures of the deep are small and elusive. Some of the giants of the ocean also call these dark depths their home. The giant squid is one such creature. These elusive giants are rarely seen by humans, but they are known to grow up to 43 feet in length. Their massive eyes, the largest in the animal kingdom, help them see in the pitch-black darkness of the deep sea. With no light and crushing pressure, Giant creatures and tough survivors prove how life can survive against all odds. The ocean's most extreme hunters. Another giant of the deep is the colossal squid. Similar to the giant squid, it is even larger and far more strange. It has hooked tentacles and eyes that glow in the dark, giving it an otherworldly appearance. These creatures are so rarely seen that much of what we know about them comes from the remains found in the stomachs of sperm whales. These whales are believed to be one of the only natural predators of the colossal squid. And then there's the giant isopod, a creature that looks like it belongs on another planet. These enormous relatives of the pill bug can grow up to 16 inches long and are often found scavenging the ocean floor. They move slowly, relying on their armored bodies for protection. Despite their intimidating appearance, they are scavengers, feeding mostly on dead marine life. In the deep sea, there are also creatures that have evolved to be fearsome predators. The fangtooth is a small fish with teeth so large that it can't even close its mouth. Despite its fearsome appearance, it's only about 6 inches long. These teeth are perfectly adapted to grabbing onto prey in the darkness of the deep, where opportunities for a meal are few and far between. Another predator of the deep is the viperfish. With its long, needle-like teeth and bioluminescent lure, it's perfectly adapted to life in the deep sea. It uses its light to attract prey, much like the anglerfish, but it can also flash its lights to confuse and stun its target. Once close enough, the viperfish strikes, using its long teeth to trap its prey. The deep-sea gulper, or pelican eel, is another bizarre predator. Its massive mouth and expandable stomach allow it to swallow prey much larger than itself. It's an opportunistic feeder, taking advantage of whatever food happens to come by. In a place where food is scarce, this adaptability is crucial for survival. The deepest parts of the ocean are some of the least explored places on Earth. It's a place of crushing pressure, near freezing temperatures, and complete darkness. The creatures that live here are among the most unusual and well-adapted on the planet. They have evolved to survive in conditions that would be fatal to most other forms of life. At these depths, the pressure is over 8 tons per square inch, equivalent to the weight of 50 jumbo jets pressing down on a single person. The temperature is just above freezing, and there is no natural light. The creatures that live here have evolved to survive in this extreme environment, developing unique adaptations that allow them to find food, avoid predators, and reproduce. The Hadal snailfish, for example, lives at depths of up to 26,000 feet. It is one of the deepest living fish known to science. It has a soft, gelatinous body that allows it to withstand the extreme pressure of the deep sea. Its eyes are small, as there is no light at these depths, and it relies on other senses to find its way in the dark. Despite all that we have learned about the deep sea, there is still so much that we do not know. The ocean covers over 70% of our planet, and yet we have explored less than 5% of it. The Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean, is one of the least explored places on Earth. What lies in its depths? What other creatures call this dark and strange place home? Every time we venture into the deep, we discover something new, something that challenges our understanding of life and survival. The deep sea is a place of wonder and uncertainty, a place that reminds us how little we truly know about our world. It's a place where the impossible becomes possible, where life thrives against all odds. The next time you look out at the ocean, remember that beneath the surface lies a world that is more alien than anything we could imagine. It's a world of darkness, where strange creatures live and hunt, where shipwrecks lie forgotten, and where the unknown still waits to be discovered. Could this discovery in the Mariana Trench be a natural wonder, or is it proof of something far more extraordinary, maybe even extraterrestrial? Tell us your thoughts and remember to like and subscribe for more.